Amen, say man. Y'all know what the going on, man. It's me, Alanis D, and welcome to my channel, honey. Hey y'all, so I'm coming to you all with the voiceover, honey. Okay, so right now, all I'm doing is I'm packing this yellow color onto my eyes, and I'm going back and forth between two eyeshadow palettes. I'm using a yellow that's in my Juvia's Place, the Zulu palette, and I'm also using another yellow that's in my Beige Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. And I'm just going back and forth between those two palettes so I can get that really popping yellow color. Alright, so now I'm going into my Juvia's Place, the Masquerade mini palette. I'm using the color Bori to set off my crease. That color, it's a pink color. It's a popping pink color, honey, first of all. And it has shimmery glitter in it, and it's just so pretty. And I just feel like it was just the perfect color to set off my crease because of the look that I'm going for. So right now, I'm just packing that all into my crease. One thing about transition colors, you have to blend them out. So you're going to see me go back and forth with that yellow that I applied earlier so that I can make sure that everything is blended out so very well, because that is so important when you're dealing with cut creases. All right, so we're about to cut that crease, honey. So for me to be able to achieve this cut crease, I'm using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Medium Beige, just so that whenever it's time for me to apply more eyeshadow in that area, it's really, 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 really popping, honey. And you can see it, and it's in your face, and it's like, bam, honey, I'm here, I am shining, and look at me, look at my eyelids. Do you see this cut crease? Period. And I got the LA Girl Pro Concealer from my local beauty supply. You can get it from any local beauty supply. They run from about like $2.99 to $3.99. I'm not completely sure the exact price, but I know they're no more than $4. Let's get into some foundation. So I'm going in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Beautiful Bronze. I know this is the Pro Concealers are typically used for highlighting and contouring, but honey, I live in Texas, Houston, Texas to be exact. It is hot as hell down here. Okay, I'm in the deep south. So the sun, it just don't have no mercy on us at all. So I actually got a bit darker than my normal skin tone. So my foundation that I typically usually use doesn't even match anymore. So I had to finesse it. So that's why I'm using the LA Girl Pro concealer all over my face, because that color actually matches my skin tone so very well, and it just melts into my skin, dude. You can see it. You can see it right now. It just looks so good. And I'm actually loving the shade. Like I love it. So now that we got all of that blended out, I'm gonna go back in with another LA Girl Pro concealer, but it's gonna be in the shade Warm Honey, and I'm actually applying that in all the areas that I want to highlight. LA Girl Pro Concealer makes an entrance again. But this time it's in the shade Dark Cocoa, and I'm using that to contour my face. And I'm going to also backdoor and get my Kiss New York Matte Powder Foundation to actually set that cream concealer that I use to contour my face. And how I even ended up with that matte powder foundation. So I was at the beauty supply and I was actually looking for a shade that I could use to actually bring the warmth back to my face. And I picked up that color. I was in a rush. I didn't realize it until I got home that the color was actually way too dark for me. But instead of taking it back, I decided to, let's finesse it and let's use this for whenever I need to contour. And that's just what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm going into my Profusion contour palette. I'm using that second color that's in the middle to bake my face and set my makeup, honey. And I purchased that palette from Five Below. Seriously, you heard what I said. I purchased it from Five Below. That bad boy was $5. And every time I go into Five and Below, I can never find that palette anymore. But I know I've seen Profusion products in Ross. So if you are trying to, look for an easy going, cheap contour palette, I would recommend trying Ross. Okay, so I'm going back into that Beige Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I'm using this purple color that I pointed to actually seal off the ends of my crease. I also went back into my Juvia's Place the Masquerade mini palette. I used that color Bori again. I'm actually going to use that as my middle color. And I already know I'm going to have to go back and forth with that purple and that pink just to make sure everything is blended out well together, because I want those colors to transition so very nicely and just, have a really great flow amongst them. So once again, I'm going back and forth between the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place and my BH Cosmetics palette to use that yellow, well, those yellows within those palettes to apply that in the inner part of my eyes. Because I just want this, I want it to be very popping up in there. And I feel like that yellow sets off that pink once it's blended all the way out. Alright, so now I'm going to use that Profusion highlighting palette. Instead of highlighting my cheekbones right now, we're going to actually use a little bit of that first color at the top part of that palette to apply that where that yellow is. Because it's going to give that yellow just a more shimmery, popping look. And you're going to be able to see it. And it's just going to allow that yellow to really, really pop. I also purchased that Profusion highlighting palette from Five Below as well. So it was also $5. So I'm going back into my Masquerade palette. I'm using that color Bori again. And I'm also going to use another purple color that's in that same palette to apply both of those along my waterline. And I'm just going to create kind of a smoky look. I love adding colors in that area because I just love the way it looks. It sets off the eyes and it gives you a smoky eye, but not too much of a smoky eye. Alright, so as you can see, I'm applying lip liner around the perimeter of my lips. It's in the dark brown color. It was $1. I got it from the beauty supply. I'm not sure of the brand name. But I'm also going to apply my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. I got that from the beauty supply as well. I'm going to apply that in the middle portions of my lips. Then I'm going to top that off with this lip gloss that I also purchased from the beauty supply. Alright, so I went back into that Profusion highlighting palette and I'm just applying that along my cheekbones and the middle portion of my nose. So I'm going into my Juvia's Place, the Zulu palette. I'm getting that red color that's at the bottom, that's in the middle. I'm going to apply that as my blush. I know it's eyeshadow, but honey, I ran out of blush, so I'm using that eyeshadow, and it's been working for me so far. I love it. It gets the job done. So, yeah, I had to do what it do because that's what I do, and that's exactly what I did, honey. Period. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a finished look, okay? I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and also share this video with whomever, honey. Please follow me on Instagram and Snapchat at Alanis Deanna, and I just hope to see you all in the next video. Stay beautiful, stay safe, and I'll see you later.